In the past 4 weeks, I've made $100,000 at the age of 15 years old. Yo, what's good, boys? So it's Nif Coach Javi here, and I've officially been able to say now I made $100,000 in the past 4 weeks at 15 years old. Man, it's like a dream, bro, because all I did is I've been for so many years trying to get after this goal, and I've finally done it. And you might be wondering, like, are you in school? Like, what's your life look like? What's the day in the life? There's no specialty to this. I'm gonna like break it down in this whole video because I feel like there's so many young people out there that want to do the same thing as me. And trust me, I'm not selling no courses, no mentorships, any of that stuff. I could care less about the luxury lifestyle and all these people that what they post about. They are all probably broke, to be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Building something like this, a business that is fulfilling you, is what actually gives people happiness and success. A lot of these people that are selling courses and mentorship is because they previously ran something, maybe like an agency. They scaled it to like 40K a month, and they fell right back down. They had no systems, they had no team members, they were just doing pure hustle, no sleeping for like 2 months, and they made it work, right? But in reality, it's not even a business. They're just an employee. They're a glorified employee. So if you want to be able to see in this video how I was able to do this, how I don't even spend that much time in my business every day, and I'm of course not going to say it's a quick get-rich scheme, because I don't want you guys thinking, oh, you could spend 3 hours a day and run a side hustle, make $100,000 a month. That's not what I did, okay? I had to spend a lot of time when I first started, and if you guys, I'm going to drop some pure lore here from when I was younger, because I used to be fat, I used to watch anime, and that going from that, transforming my health and whatnot, and going then to Dubai, going to Croatia, going to a Miami penthouse, going next to the Burj Khalifa, going to Cape Town villas where it costs $20,000 a night to stay. Okay, and I went there with my friends, so it's not like I spent all that money. So don't get at me like, oh, you didn't spend the money to be a luxury lifestyle flexer. Okay, chill out, buddy. Okay, and here's what I want you guys to do by this video is I want you guys to take away the things that I had to go through that you can apply to your own situation, so that way you're able to scale, you're able to make money online. The only reason I post these videos is not for people to be like, oh, your daddy's money. I'm little from that. I used to grow up in a 750 square feet apartment. When I was 13 years old, I had no friends. I was watching anime, and that's when I closed my first ever client, okay? Because I had the pure determination, the pure fire in me, and a lot of people lose that these days. And hopefully by you watching this video, you're able to understand like, okay, this kid's doing it. He's 15, and maybe I'm older, maybe at the same age as him. I want you guys to be able to be motivated from this. I don't want you guys thinking, oh shit, man, I might as well just give up. There's no success for me, because it's really tough seeing the people around you being the same over and over and over again every single day. And I had a lot of negativity in my life when I was growing up and whatnot. So I understand, like I came from all points of context with all this stuff. So guys, when I want to like make this video, probably I'm not gonna make it too long, because there's not much like there's a lot of things I had to go through, but I'm gonna comprise it in this video because I understand that doing this personal branding stuff, I've already been able to build a lot of connections. I've been able to meet a lot of crazy people, like millionaires, actual like people with millions in their bank account. Okay, I don't have $1 million in my bank account yet. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? But it's gonna be changed probably by the end of this year, So how was I able to do it? Because I'm probably gonna, fuck off, and in the future I'm just gonna live in a really big mansion and no one's gonna know about me. But I guess I took this risk to post online. But I feel like it's also a good thing at the same time. You just gotta monitor it and make sure you don't build haters online, right? Of course, there might be always that guy that's like, bro, I had a guy with 3 million subscribers comment the other day, and he was like, no, this guy's not 15. Like, I'll show a picture on the screen. I'll show you guys all the proof you need. But this is not me going on a rant. I want to go on a rant of how I fucking did this, how you guys can change the beliefs, because you guys probably have heard beliefs all the time. There's certain things where you guys have to block out of your life, take out of your life, replace the habits with, to become this new version identity of yourself. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're someone who has no discipline at all, you don't have the drive, you don't have the hunger for it, and your family's taking care of your rent, your family's taking care of your food. You know what? I left my hometown, or I left my, my mom's place, right? I didn't have a father growing up. I left my mom's place when I just turned 15, because that's when the airline started letting you travel. I was 14 years old. I was already starting to make a little bit of money. I was making like 6K a month, and that was like when I was later 14, not like when the beginning, but when I was earlier 14, and that was like 5 months in. The dates in my mind are so clear because I was 14 like last year, so it makes sense to me. But when I was 14, I ran an e-commerce stores. I was like in the first 3 months, I did like 200K. Something like that. It was nothing crazy because e-commerce is a lot lower profit margin for sure. Agency has no startup costs, and I got blocked with like payment processor and stuff, and they had to return my money in 120 days just to come up with, and PayPal just fucked you over. So I had to get out of that, go in the agency because there's no startup costs, and I was 14 years old. I had no money, right? I only had the money that was left over Shopify, but I put all of it back into the business to scale it, and then I had the payment hold, so it kind of effed me in the asshole there. But guys, you don't have to go down that route. As long as you have a good product, which in e-commerce is pretty hard when you do drop shipping from a Chinese manufacturer, you don't even know the product is. If you run an agency, you have no excuse but to get your first 2 to 3 clients, amazing results, build up the case studies, and then go ahead and start. Like, I have some friends, or not, I wouldn't call them like homies, but there's been so many people that have reached out to me from my YouTube videos I made here, and trust me, I've declined a lot of mentorship offers because I understand that's not gonna make me a millionaire. But some of these guys that I just gave a quick, hey, here's the YouTube video, I talked about the outreach system. And if you guys want me to make anything specific video-wise, just comment that down below. But I gave him the video, and he's like, okay, I learned a lot from this, and he started doing the outreach method I claimed in that video. And I might have to update it because times change agency really quick. They change really quick, and you have to be on top of your game. But he told me he signed his first client. And it just like people like that, like if I'm able to make an impact on you, the viewer watching this video today, that's my whole reason I'm doing this. It's gonna take like 10-15 minutes out of my day, but it makes a huge impact. And that's why all these people with the personal brand, they either do it for the money, which I'm not doing for the money because I have a business, an actual successful business that I don't need, you to fill out a form or whatever. Like, you can check the link in the description. It's much as my Instagram. It's literally just my Instagram. So there's nothing there. And a lot of people realize, man, and I just like to preach this because you have to be careful who you trust online. You also don't want to go down the rabbit hole of trying to learn too much because most of the information is just right in front of you. Also, most of the information that you're going to get is from the experience that you have of you going through these things, right? Me, understanding and going to Dubai, going to all these villas and going to, meet these Airbnb hosts that are literally millions. Like, there was an Airbnb host who had, I connected with her and her Instagram and whatnot. She had pictures of a house every single week. Their she was in a relationship. She was she was 30, 40, right? Maybe even older than that, actually, right? I'm not too good with women. I'm still young, right? But she was in all these houses, and it made me realize this guy probably, her husband probably has $300 million. That's the type of wealth that's out there. Once you realize that, and you get out of that 750 square feet apartment that I was once in, and maybe you're not in that, maybe you have a better upbringing, but a lot of you guys might be the same level as me, and that's the great thing I have able to say, because I came from the same position you were, and I had nothing going for me. I had no friends growing up. I literally had all the time to think alone and just tell myself, what should I do with my life? That's the question that I was able to ask myself every single day and give an answer to figure out at the bottom line, what am I gonna do? Because no one's coming to save me. No one's gonna wake you out of bed and tell you, hey, let's go buy a Ferrari, bro. Let's go work for the next 6 months of our lives and dedicate everything we have to make it successful, make it a business work out of the ground works. It doesn't work like that. No one's gonna, maybe you might have a brother, right? You might have some God, I'm not gonna say that. You're gonna have some brother that you can really rely on. And I try to do this with everyone that I meet in my life, and it just happened to be with the people I was with. They just don't want to change. But sometimes you gotta detach away. If you have friends right now that are broke and they're talking about NFL, they're talking about NBA, and they don't want to change and they don't want to become better, you can't keep putting yourself back in there. I know it's so uncomfortable, but once I started doing my looks max, and I was when I just turned 15, I was in January of last year. I didn't turn 15 January of last year, but I basically was just now turned 15 in March, right? In the end of March. And people started treating me better because, number one, I got a buzz cut. I showed people I didn't give a shit. I had my birthday. I didn't have no party. I didn't have any of that. I treated it as a normal day, went to work and whatnot. And what it made me realize was that no one gave a shit about me. I got a buzz cut, and I still have the buzz cut. I'm wearing it, whatever. It fits me a little bit. It's nothing crazy. I don't really care about my looks. And I got to Busca and I realized no one gave a shit about me. And then I started going, like, I was still going to the basketball gym, right, when I was in my school. And then they suspended me from working out because I was going there too often. I was playing like basketball 2 to 3 hours a day when I was in school. Just because I was trying to lose weight, I was trying to make use of my time, I was working during classes, I would bring my computer. I bought a $2,500 computer when I had like barely any money in my bank account in January of last year, or was it last year? Yeah, last year, because now it's 2025. And that was from the money that I had from my first couple clients that I had, right? And I invested in myself because I saw these videos online, and I probably have like thousands, tens of thousands of watch hours on YouTube, trust me. So I know I was able to filter through the information, try what works, have the experience, and thank God you're watching this video. And if you haven't clicked off so far, you're you're in the right place, so that's good. And if you do probably click off, you're probably like a monkey with no brain cells. You're probably going to be staying in your mom's basement for the rest of your life. But hey, as well as if you're someone who wants to be a sales rep for my agency, just kind of want to learn the ropes as well, just connect with me on Instagram. That's just one thing that I have that I guess I'm trying to get from the personal brand stuff. So if you know anybody as well, if you have literally anyone that is USA time based and is able to learn, has the drive to learn, and isn't low testosterone, that's a very important requirement. You just have to be USA time zone. You have to be in the US, have time open, so you have to have like 5-6 hours a day. And the OTE is about 7 to 8K per month. My top closers make it 8K a month. And we have bonuses in place, we have bases in place, and we also have commissions. So you get rev share of your client, you get a base salary every single week. Everything's paid every week, so it's not like any fugazi shit. And there's so many people in the agency space that literally I wouldn't say they don't pay their reps, but I know a guy that had like 60 appointment setters. It was crazy because his product's is shit, his closing is shit, and he just relies on sheer volume to, make some money. And then he went into coaching because he just doesn't know what he's doing. So be careful of people like that online. And now they do like the flexi in Dubai. And he used to be like, and I'll give credits to him. He was in a really bad spot before then. But here's the thing, guys. All right, it's getting a little bit late, so I'm not gonna do too much talking here. But how I went from 100K from like absolute zero. I started this agency in November. That's the crazy part. It was like end of October. I was making this. I was in Europe at the time. It's actually funny. I was in Europe at the time, and I realized to myself, okay, I was in the home improvement business, which was pretty much dying over the winter. So I was like, okay, why would I want to make less money? Why would I want to have less scalability? I'm going to be in a thriving market. That's what I'm going to do because I'm a smart business owner. So I go into a different niche that's not in home improvement and winter and stuff like that. And I go in a different niche. I learn it all. And then within the first week, I have the website set up. I have images set up. I have the really good company name set up. I have images. Everything's done. Okay. Of course, I didn't have like the craziest website, but I had a really good offer. I had a really good thing going into it, and I start closing people. And I had a closer in my past agency. I didn't tell him come over and handle my work for me. No, I did everything from the start. I did everything by myself. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a media buyer, I'm gonna get someone to do my Facebook ads from the start. No, okay, yes, leverage, right? I'm really big on leverage, but you need to know everything as the CEO. If I was the CEO and I didn't know how to connect a sales rep's calendar, Google Sync to Go Eye Level, I would be pissed at myself. You have to know how to do everything that you are inside of your business because you're able to hop into the trenches one time in a while and be like, this is going wrong. I'm going to boost the team morale. I'm going to show what is possible because if you show, for example, one of my sales reps has got like 8 closes or 7 closes once in one day. So what I would tell him is like, okay, everybody else, look, like number one, I'll congratulate my sales rep. I'll be like, he's a top closer. He's going to make an extra 1K bonus this month, not the week. That'd be pretty crazy. But he's gonna get extra 1K bonus this month because he's number one closer, right? And I'm rewarding people that are on my team that are putting in an effort, and as well as I can go in the trenches whenever I want and just pretty much bring an up boost and show what was possible in the past. Because I was saying, hey, this guy closed 7 people and now my closers are averaging like a lot of clients per day. So that's how we're scaling so quick because last month we weren't at 100K, right? So we went from there to now 100K and then 250K, then 500K, and then 750K. So I know right now, one of our biggest bottlenecks, and I'll be honest with you, is probably only having one acquisition source. So right now we're gonna get into paid ads. We have ads recording on Monday, and then right now I'm just setting up social pages, stuff like that. And it's pretty funny too, we didn't even have social pages set up. All we had was a fucking insane nice website. And remember, the website was only set up after the first month or two. So guys, you have no excuse to get your first client. Charge them a $500 setup fee, get the testimonial, charge them on a pay-per-result basis, put them on appointment per lead basis, whatever you want, and then go ahead, get the case studies, bring in new clients, just do sales, have a good product, and there you go. You have a great equation. Now you're making 10, 20K per month for the rest of your life. Wow, that was mind-blowing. That was so hard to do. All I had to do was call some people and then get my first few testimonials, and now I'm at 50K per month. Dude, it's not that hard. It's actually not that hard. So it's getting pretty late. I'm in New York. I have a restaurant. Put that show on my Gold Amex. I've booked a reserve, so I'm just going to go ahead and have a nice dinner. And yeah, guys, you can take this video as initiative to, okay, I don't want to be a broke for the rest of my life. I want to accept, who I am and how I can change my destiny. Or you can be pissed at this video and be like, oh man, that shit is hard. It's gonna take so much time. I just want to go to get a tuition. Have my mom pay for that, my dad pay for that, and I think I'll just get a 100K per year job. Fuck that, bro. You're probably, what the crazy part is in this world's economy, you're probably only gonna be left after taxes, left after rent, left after food. You're probably gonna only be making like 20, 30K a year. But what you're gonna do? Pay a mortgage for the rest of your life until you're 60 years old? Have that type of stress? Number one, that's a liability. House is a liability. Now I learned, right, because I asked friends and stuff like that. House is a liability. Buying a car is a liability. Okay, so don't get to the phase where like, okay, when I have $1 million in the bank, yeah, maybe I might buy like a fucking Lamborghini, but like even then, like it's just stupid, right? I can reinvest into things. Number one, knowledge. Number two, business. And make things that have the greater ROI impact, because buying a car is a liability. It's true, okay? I don't want to get too much into it. There's a lot of tax stuff as well. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax professional. And files S-Corp, and have tax benefits. Have register an LLC, but don't register an LLC from the beginning of the business. Like, you guys have to just get the clients in, get the product good, and then get testimonials and have I have so many videos of me closing 4 or 5K deals. Guys, you have all the information is available to you. All you have to do is fucking implement. Implement, bro. Implement. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Connect with me on Instagram. It's going to be a link in the descriptions at niv.kochavi. Okay? So, niv.kochavi, NIVKOCHAVI. That's pretty much it. So, all I have for you guys today. And then if you want to be a closer for me, you want to be an appointment setter, just go ahead. Go down below. I pay good. And yeah, I have a sales mentor that pretty much trains everyone up. So I'm focused leveraging on the higher leverage tasks, and we're gonna be at 500K a month soon. If you want to be a part of something big, you want to be in an ecosystem that you can learn and get better, join up and connect with me on Instagram. Comment on one of my posts if you can't message me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and let's get to the next one where we're gonna be documenting going to 500K a month.